Hey, welcome back. In the last two videos, I made these three knives. Today we're going to be making the sheaths for them. There's some very different sheaths, so that's going to be kind of cool. It'll show you some different, styles. But without any more yakking, we're going to jump right in to working on these sheaths. First step, as usual, if you've seen some of my other sheath making videos, you will know what I'm doing. I'm making a template. First thing I'm just going to do, trace out the knife. This is for two reasons. Firstly, it helps me figure out what shape the outside of the sheath's going to be, but secondly, it also shows me the blade shape so that I can cut up my original template to make also the welt for the sheath, which is kind of the spacer that stops the blade from cutting the stitching. So, I'm just going to leave maybe ½ inch extra all around where the blade's going to be. And then I like to do kind of some curves up here just because it's fun, I guess. Looks good. Try not to get carried away. I like to try and keep it simple, but also give it some flair, Well, I'm gonna cut this out, and then I'm gonna find some 6 to 7 ounce leather to transfer that onto. There we go. I'm gonna find a spot, trace that out. Now, let's see, I'm going to make this right-handed, which means it's going to sit on the right side of your body, which means this is the front piece, so this is the one I need to wet form. I'm not going to wet form the back for two reasons. Firstly, when you've got two pieces like this, it's a pain. It just makes things more difficult because both sides need to line up. And secondly, the belt loop is going to go on the back, and that works out a lot easier when the back is flat. Now, the back will form somewhat to the knife, but it's not going to have the crisp, wet form definition that the front's going to have. I've just found that it's easier to wet form the front, get that super crisp and nice, but not screw with wet forming the back at all. I'm going to get it slightly moist and just wet form it right onto the blade. Alright, got it wet. Nothing crazy. Didn't have to soak it or anything. Just a little water. The sheath goes up a little high on the knife right now. I'll have to bring that back down later, but that's not a problem. Now I'm just going to cut out around the blade what's going to be the welt. This way I can just have one template that I use for pretty much this whole sheath. And since I don't want to cut all this out of one piece, I will cut it right there so that I can make it out of two pieces. These bulka sheaths are very different. They have a wooden insert inside of them and they use much thinner leather. So right now I'm cutting out kind of the middle spacer for these inserts out of some hickory. And then I'll have some alder on either side of that. It doesn't really need to be hickory or alder or whatever, but this is just kind of what I had laying around, so that's what I went with. And I'm just super gluing it together. I could use wood glue, but I've used super glue a lot for this, and it seems to work just fine. Now what I'm doing to sew this sheath up is I got the leather a little bit wet, I'm folding it around the knife, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mark out on the leather where the holes are going to go, and then I've got that all there, and I'm going to punch them through and kind of stitch as I go, and I'm just going to kind of work a few stitches at a time, just marking a few holes, punching them through, and then stitching them, and so on. I've got these copper kind of D-rings, and I bent it so it's a little offset so I can stick it through there. It'll fit. There we go. And I'll bend it back. There we go. Fold that over, and I'll rivet that. First I'll use this tool to drive the top of the rivet down. Cool, now it's nice and tight. Now I'll snip that off. Of course, drop everything, and then I will pin that down. I'm really happy with how these sheaths came out. Hopefully you learned something from watching this. You might have noticed that I didn't actually blacken this one, and I'm sorry I didn't get to show that on this video, but I kind of like the look of it better like this. Though, very soon, hopefully in the next couple weeks, I will be making some full-size choppers, and those will probably mostly be blackened, so I will most certainly be showing you how to do that. I'm gonna have to rush off to go shoot actually another video, which will probably be up tomorrow. Since I'm already gonna have 4 videos up this week, I might as well try and do Friday too and go for the full week. But I don't really know what I could do for a quick video, just that I could do in a day, especially if the weather's nasty like this. So if you want to see a video on Friday, drop some comments and leave me some suggestions on what I can do. That'd be like a quick day project. I don't want to do anything, like I don't want to start a long video project right now. I just need something I can do in a day, something you want to see, something fun. I don't just want to make some boring video just for the sake of having one, you know? I want to do something fun and interesting, but it can't be super elaborate. So if there's something you want to see, drop a comment, let me know. These 2 knives are available at the moment. So if you are interested in one, send me an email or send me a message on Instagram. But thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. It's probably going to be tomorrow, and maybe Friday too.